Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Um, Glad to be back. Glad to see you back. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I just have a quick message for you today because I've been away for a while. I'm not going to tell you that I have been binge watching Battlestar Galactica on the Sci-Fi Channel for the last amount of days. 4 seasons, a couple movies, and yeah, I went back to a different part of my life where a different stage of my nerddom, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Didn't stop thinking about you, and the love has not diminished, but yeah, I had to get my black nerd on and get to that Battlestar Galactica, so it was all good. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I really appreciate everything you do in terms of taking care of kids and make sure that the learning is out there and that it's being done that we're designing at a high level. I hear so many news reports talking about essential workers, and my heart and prayers go out to everybody that's out there on the front lines and just doing extraordinary things, making an extraordinary commitment to other people. So I thank God for them and thank God for what they do. And I always bring it back to teachers. There was a doubt. No, I'm sorry. Doubt is the wrong word. There was a question when schools let out what was going to happen. But there was never a doubt about what we were going to do. Just a question of how. Because a lot goes back to the most important thing that we consider we take care of, and we mention it when in prep and all these kinds of things. But our relationships with kids is phenomenal. It's unbreakable. So many teachers, so many of us, we talk about how we just miss kids and just miss the environment, miss the excitement. Because that's where it is. That's how deep those relationships go. So there was never a doubt. It was just a question. And I so much appreciate everyone for what they do to commit to making lives better for kids and learners. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an essential personnel and for the commitment that you've made. All right, so want to share, I'm about sharing strategies, just something quick for you to consider, something quick for you to do. Today's talk is, we're going to mesh a couple things together. I hope you all have heard, if you haven't heard about PLNs, Professional Learning Networks. We've been talking about them for some time. This is my 11th year on Twitter. I think it's 11th year on Twitter. And we've been talking about PLNs for that time. And it's just us educators on social media, getting together to make each other better. And, it's through hashtags, it's through posts, it's through connections, through talks and interviews. And we just make connections. It's not about, there are some very popular educators on Twitter. But it's not about, we don't make it about the number. They make it about the information that they put out there. So the connections that they make, the help that they give, and the answers that they receive, So if you're new to, if PLN building is new to you, let me just encourage you, consider diving on social media, Twitter, there are Facebook groups, there's just LinkedIn. Follow some hashtags. Hashtags are real. Hashtags are powerful. You find a group of people who share common resources, common voice, put support out there for you under those hashtags, and they can answer some questions for you or get you to some answers or some resources or some people that can really help you in your practice. So the blend piece here, I want to start with the PLN, but the blend piece that I want to talk about is it's actually about personalized learning and blended learning. And you can follow those two hashtags right now. Blended learning, personalized learning. Actually, let me just talk about personalized learning, because that's been most of the talks that I've been having with educators these days. Just a couple talks, people connecting and asking about things that's going on, and just some of the posts that I make out there. So a lot of the solutions, the adjustments that we're making right now, the difficulties or just adjustments, no matter how difficult it is, a lot of the solutions come, the best solutions come when we give some flexibility to students, situations, and our support. We can do all three of those things with the highest of expectations from students, though. And those are some of the tenets. I'm just scratching the surface, but those are some of the tenets that are involved in personalized learning. So we talk about it in the book. I encourage you to get out there and read about personalized learning on your own. We have some resources in the book. There's lots of blog posts about it. This is a good time for us to start wrapping our heads around personalized learning, to start rethinking and unlearning and rethinking and relearning some of the things that we were taught, and replacing those with some things that are going to be relevant for learners and really helpful for them in their future, and to create some flexible learning deliveries for different situations. Hopefully we'll never have another situation like this. But no matter what situation you go to, taking a personalized approach will help you reach your learner needs better, as opposed to the adult-centered practices that we're accustomed to. So, so the quick talk, the quick strategies, support that I want to share out with everybody right now is truly just, look into building up your PLN, your personalized learning network, because the support is there. Your answer is not going to come from one person or one book. Your answer is going to come from a good friend of mine, Stephen Anderson, has a saying: very rarely does one person have 100% of the answer, but quite often 100 people have 1% of the answer. So your PLN is everybody giving that 1%. So when you look at it from that aspect, build up your PLN. And then what are some of the things that you can look into as we're finishing out this school year, as you're contemplating what next year is going to look like, or some growth points for you to think about right now? Personalized learning is a great piece. Again, Darren and I are here for you. In terms of that support, we're here to help. There are other resources as well. It's just about helping you grow, and that's what we're committing to. So yeah, reach out if you have any questions. Please take care of yourselves. I'm looking for my next binge moment. I just promise not to leave you like I did. But yeah, please continue to take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Be well, be safe, be blessed.